Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Cheyenne, and today I have a dip powder on jelly tips video. This is the second video I am doing or have done using dip powder over the Kiara Sky jelly tips. The first video I did, it got a lot of reviews and comments. So one of the big comments I got was doing a fill with dip powder. So I will be doing that video after this video after the holidays in January. So we're just going to use dip powder over the Kiara Sky jelly tips. In this video I use the Kiara Sky short almond jelly tips. I am so happy that they finally came out with short tips. Almond is one of my favorites, next to square, and I got the almond short jelly tips and the coffin short jelly tips, and it really is the perfect size for me. It is the perfect size and shape. This is usually how I would shape my jelly tips using regular tips. So yeah, I love these tips, and I'm just going through right now. I already applied them, as you can see. I have videos on how to apply, and then if you have the kit, it gives great directions. So here I'm just using the sanding bit around the cuticle area to clean up any gel that was cured on top of the tips, and then just buffing away the shine layer on the tips. You want to do this before you apply dip powder. So here I'm speeding it up because I didn't want this video to be too long, but this is the glitter color I use as an accent nail. I use the accent nail on the ring finger for each hand, and you want to go in straight with the base, the dip powder base number 2. You don't want to use the prepper primer, any of that, because the rough surface on the jelly tips will allow that base and the powder to just cure straight to it. So you want to do that with this glitter. I love this gold glitter. Gold is one of my favorite colors on top of any shades of reds and wines. So this gold just really pops. These nails are going to be since this is past the holidays, but I did this set for the holidays and for New Year's. So I wanted to have it work for both the Christmas and New Year's. So I used a gold as my accent nail. I did 3 layers. You want to start about 2/4, 3/4 from the nail, from the cuticle. Your second layer, you're going to be about a hairline away from the cuticle. And then your third layer, you're going to completely cover the whole nail. When you're using the glitter, especially dip powder or acrylic glitter, you want to always encapsulate with a clear. So after I finished my 3 layers of glitter, I got my clear, and then I'm using my Kiara Sky scoop tool. They have this on their website. It is very helpful for encapsulating with clear over any colors, so you don't cross contaminate in your clear. And I use it as well for ombre effects and glitter effects where I don't want to cover the complete nail. I'll use this tool as well for that, which you'll see later on in this video. So now you want to pour a little bit of clear, not a lot, because you don't want to waste product. So just enough to cover both nails. You're going to go back in with that base, that dip powder base, and then you want to carefully do a thin layer. You don't want this to be on your cuticle or around the edges of your nail, because you want this to be smooth and kind of perfect, so you don't have to do too much filing and drilling. So when you apply your base try to be as correct or perfect polish application, if you will. So once you do that, you're going to grab one of the scoops, or the top scoop that has the clear powder, and then you're going to pour that over that wet base. And this will encapsulate that glitter. So when you file and rough and buff the surface, you're not filing away glitter. You're just filing away the clear that's on top of the glitter. So that's what I'm doing here. And I'm going to do that for both ring fingers on both hands. And make sure you brush away any of the excess glitter. Let it dry off for a few seconds. You don't want to immediately brush after you apply any powder, because then the base is still wet a little bit. So give it a few seconds before you brush. After you brush with the 2 accent nails, you want to go ahead and immediately apply your Seal Protect, because you don't want anything to you don't want this nail to dig on anything and then it cause like a dent or something within the powder. So the Seal Protect hardens the dip powder. So just immediately go in and harden that nail so you can continue to work on your other nails on both hands. And it doesn't affect your hands if you get the Seal Protect in your cuticles. However, it's just like any other product. You really don't want it to get into the skin like that, because you never know, people have adverse actions to different things. So yeah, we are going to move on to the next step, and that is the rest of my fingers. I'm going to use this wine red color. I love this color, and all of these I have gotten from the new Kiara Sky dip powder and acrylic all-in-one line. Their all-in-one line allows you to use the powder as the dip powder or as acrylic with monomer. And what I've seen the real difference between my older dip powders that I have from Kiara Sky and this new all-in-one line is that the new all-in-one line powders are way finer. Like the powder was milled so fine, and that's probably why you're able to use it as a dip powder and as acrylic powder, because it's milled so fine and it's so smooth. It's really smooth. So with this red, you're going to do the same 3 layers. Your first layer, 3/4 from the cuticle. Your second layer, a hairline from the cuticle. And then your third layer is going to be right at the cuticle, but not on top of the cuticle. About a centimeter from the cuticle. And here I did 3 nails because I didn't know what I was going to do for another accent nail. I wanted to have, a little glam, but a classy glam. So I didn't know what I was going to do for my middle finger, but I decided to go ahead and do all 4 fingers in the red color. So I will just be going back and doing that middle finger after I finish the second finger in the thumb. And the same with brushing between each layer. You want to wait a few seconds before you brush off the product. Normally, if I'm going to do each nail the same color, I will do one nail, dip it, and then I will do the second nail, dip it, go back and brush off that first nail, and then kind of like in a staggering type of motion, or a type of order. Staggering type of order is how I brush off my nails. So I finished all of the rest of my fingers or nails with that red gorgeous red color. I love this color, y'all. This is like my favorite red color. It's like this burgundy wine red color. So yeah, I decided to do my second accent fingers on my pointer finger, or your second finger. And I did a glitter ombre from the top to the bottom, using that same glitter that I used on the ring finger. So I used the Kiara Sky dip scooper, and I used that to scoop up that glitter. As you can see, I like it better than using a tool or the feather brush because I was able to control it a little bit more. And then after I did that, I went in with the base layer and then encapsulated that with clear. And you want to do that on both hands, or whatever accent finger you're going to do. Like I said earlier, any glitter, any dark colors you want to always encapsulate with clear. And you can see here I'm encapsulating that wine red color with clear. I'm only showing just because you don't want to buff away any color. You want your color to stay vibrant. So just go ahead and finish that up. If you ever get any extra powder on there, just tap it off. Don't use a brush. And then after you have done that, you want to go ahead and use your Seal and Protect to harden up all those nails. Once you've done using any powder, make sure you do that on all nails. And then next to the filing and smoothing or drilling process. I didn't really show me shaping because I hardly had to shape with a file because they were pretty much the perfect shape for me. So I really just went in and smoothed the edges with the file just to smooth out any dip powder that wasn't even on the edges. And now I'm using the same sanding bit to file that cuticle area. The sanding bit is really a great tool to use with dip powder and acrylic when it comes to evening out that cuticle area. You don't have to go in with a hard drill bit. The sanding bits are great for this. And with this dip application, what I have found is using the jelly tips have allowed my dip application to be, like, for some reason more perfect. Like, I hardly have to file the surface to make it even or file away bumps and grooves. Most of the time, when I'm using the dip powder on my natural nails or with just a regular tip, I end up having to drill and file a little bit more than what I found with using the Kiara Sky jelly tips. And I believe that's because that surface is even. The tips are already shaped evenly how you want it. So your dip application is going to be even more perfect. So that's another reason why I like using the dip powder on top of the Kiara Sky jelly tips, because it just makes the application more Salon Pro perfect for at-home nails. And I mean, it might take a little bit longer. However, I will use that extra 15 minutes to put on the Kiara Sky jelly tips to get an even perfect nail application. So yeah, that's just, something I had in my head while I was doing this set was they came out really, 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 really good. So after you've done all of your filing and buffing and cleaning up that cuticle area, you want to make sure you do not, I'm going to say it again, do not buff the dip powder with a buffer. Use the drill bit or a 180 grit file and rough the surface of the dip powder. Because if you're going to use gel polish, a gel top coat on top, the gel has to adhere and stick to something. Gel does not cure to a smooth surface. It'll peel off within the next couple of days. And that's something that Kiara Sky also has videos on. And make sure that you use dip powder whenever you're using dip powder to rough don't buff is what they say on their channel. Rough don't buff. So that's a good tip. Whenever you're using dip powder, whether it's on your natural nails or regular tips or full cover tips, If you're going to use a gel top coat, make sure you rough, don't buff. So I wanted to use my Kiara Sky non-wipe top coat for this nail set because I wanted that extra gloss and pop for these holiday New Year's Eve nails, because these colors are just gorgeous. So I thought they deserved the gel top coat. So I did I believe I did one layer of the gel top coat for each hand, and then I cured the top coat on 90 seconds because I wanted it to be extra cure. And with the non-wipe top coat, that's just exactly what it means. It's non-wipe, so you do not have to use alcohol wipes or anything to remove a sticky layer, which I love. All right, so once you're done curing, you want to use your cuticle oil next to nourish those cuticles. This is my Cusio Milk and Honey Cuticle Oil. I got this off of Amazon. It is my favorite. So you just want to go ahead and apply a small drop to the cuticle area on each nail and then rub that in. And this is the end of the video for this set. If you haven't, please subscribe. If you support and like my videos, please subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. And I greatly appreciate all you supporters and all the subscribers I've gotten. And let me know what you guys think about dip powder on jelly tips. It is my favorite right now. This is only my second set, and I love it. So stay tuned. All right, you guys, so this is my nails. It's been exactly 2 weeks since I did this set, and this is the Kiara Sky Jelly Tip, the short almond, and I used dip powder on top of the jelly tips. This is my second time doing it, and as you can see, this is my new growth exactly 2 weeks in, and honey, y'all let me know what y'all think. I really get acrylic type feel when I do the dip powder on top of the jelly tips. They're not too bulky. They're like exactly perfect. The apex is perfect for me, and the growth from the cuticle is flush. So let me know what you guys think.